Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm an intuitive energy healer. Today we're going to talk about kids and their happiness and their health. Every parent wants for their kids to be happy and healthy, but as parents, do we really understand what is required of us? So in this video, I'll share 3 tips with you to help your kids be their authentic self. Because when we live from our authenticity, we live from a place of limitless strength, courage, unwavering well-being, and love. And when we're clear of who we are and we stay true to who we are, that is the key to happiness. So in my intuitive healing sessions, I have learned a lot. I've witnessed how feeling unseen, unvalidated, unheard, unloved, unworthy as a child develops into all kinds of struggles, emotional struggles that we have as an adult. I've also learned how sensitive and how delicate we are as kids, and how quickly, how quickly negative self-beliefs can develop as a child, for the child. So in order to help our kids become their happiest, healthiest version of self, maybe we need to flip our questions and look at them from a different angle. Maybe we need to ask ourselves, how do we help our kids avoid building walls in front of their hearts? How do we help our kids avoid hiding their true authenticity, their true authentic self, behind false personas and false facades? In other words, how do we help our children be and live from their authentic selves? So kids unconsciously develop ego behaviors for a variety of reasons. For example, in order to garner attention, love, validation from parents or older siblings or other people around them. They also develop these ego behaviors and facades if a child consistently feels diminished or controlled or neglected or alone or scared. So all of these fear-based behaviors lead us away from our authentic self. They take us away from who we truly are. So now we're living out here in everything that was created, rooted in fear. So personas and facades and behaviors that are essentially rooted in fear, taking us away from who we truly are here. So here are some examples. If a child competes for your attention and your affection, so maybe they are needing to compete, they feel they need to compete with a sibling, or perhaps they're competing with your work, or maybe they're even competing with you looking at your device or your phone, right? So if a child feels they need to compete for your attention and affection and feels unseen and unheard, they will develop inauthentic behaviors. So I say inauthentic because it's rooted in fear as opposed to coming from heart and soul. So perhaps they will become exaggerative. Maybe they'll become the entertainer because when they're entertaining, perhaps they can get your attention. Maybe they'll become the jokester because if they can make you laugh, they've got your attention. They're getting what they need, right? They'll put on some type of a show, or maybe they'll even start to spin stories. So perhaps, maybe spinning stories that are not exactly based in truthful experiences so that they can get your attention. They are certainly likely going to develop beliefs around worthiness. So I'm not good enough to have dad's attention, or I'm not special enough to have mom see and hear me, or whatever the beliefs are that develop. So allow me to share some real life examples from my own home. My youngest daughter, who is 6 years old, is afraid that she's not going to be seen or heard in our home. So she's the youngest. And what that means is she'll often become very loud, or she'll become really demanding. She can even become physically aggressive or verbally aggressive. One night when we were having this beautiful heart-to-heart chat, she admitted to her big sister that she felt invisible to her. And that because she felt invisible and really just wanted her attention, she admitted that she becomes loud and demanding. It was this beautiful moment where she was completely vulnerable and raw and open, and all three of us were able to witness her authentic self and her pain. Because she herself is not loud, demanding, aggressive. Those are just the behaviors that she's unconsciously created to try to get attention or be heard and be seen. Now, these ego behaviors don't all take root in the home or because of the environment in the home. They also are a reaction to what's going on at school. So allow me to share a story of my eldest daughter who just finished grade 4. So in grade 4, she had this amazing teacher, just an amazing woman who inspired her love of sport. So my eldest daughter was out in the soccer field every lunch with the boys playing soccer. Regardless of what the other kids were doing, regardless of what the girls were up to, she was out there every single day with the boys. And I was so proud of her for finding this newfound passion and staying true to the fact that she was passionate about it. Well, one day after school, I was sitting outside the school, and I was sitting in the sun, and I was watching her play soccer with the boys. And I noticed by her body language, something looked foreign to me. It almost didn't look like herself out there. And I quickly realized, even though I was 30 meters away, that her heart was closed and that she was putting on some type of a front with the boys. And as I kind of looked closer at it, I realized that in order to protect herself from potentially being teased by the boys, which they often teased her, she would put on this like cheeky front, this cheeky facade, and ridicule the boys in order to guard herself. But this is not who this child is. She's compassionate and she's gentle. So these were inauthentic ego behaviors and facades that she had created to protect herself. So you might ask, okay, fine, but what does this have to do with my child's health and happiness? How does this stand in the way of my kid being happy? Every time we close our hearts and identify with the false persona or the false facade, we abandoned who we truly are. Okay? So actually, this has everything to do with your child's health and happiness. When we abandon who we truly are, we abandon our authenticity, the one thing that will give us this foundation of true inner well-being, this sense of unwavering foundation of I am safe, I am happy, I know who I am, I know I can get through this. That real courage and that real strength, that joy and that love that's always within us. So when we identify with what's out here, these false fear-based behaviors and personas, we abandon who we truly are. So here are 3 tips to help you as the parent develop help your child know her authenticity and help your child live from her authenticity. So number one, be fully present with your child. So if your child's trying to get your attention and that she's trying to tell you something, look at her, right? Make eye contact. Listen to what she's saying. Now, I get it. It is difficult when we work from home or we bring our work home. But taking the time to put your device down, right? Not answering them always from looking at the messages that you're sending, right? Put your phone or your device down, put your laptop away, and just be there, present, completely, fully present to hear and to see them. And this helps them understand they don't need to come up with some way to get your attention and your love, right? They can just share from their heart, and you're here and you're seeing them and hearing them. Tip number 2, recognize when you yourself are in your ego. We cannot expect our children to have an open heart, to be their authentic selves, if we are not doing that. If we are guarded and have our hearts closed and we are acting out these personas that are protective measures that we've become accustomed to, right? We are the role model. So the quickest way to understand where you're at is to just ask yourself, is my heart right now in this moment open, or is it closed? Is it open? You'll feel a sense of gentleness and acceptance and compassion and patience. Or is it closed? You feel impatient, you feel edgy, you feel nervous, you feel agitated, whatever it is, right? So just ask that question, is my heart open or is it closed? So third tip, and this tip is really important. We can only see and validate and love our children as much as we can see, honor, and love ourselves. I'm going to say that again. We can only see, honor, and love our children as much as we can see, honor, and love ourselves. So tip number 3 is to do your own healing work, right? To learn to love and nurture the small child that is within you, right? To heal those wounds, to heal those negative self-beliefs in yourself. Because if we don't, we can only go so far with our kids, but also there is a possibility that we will project our own pain and our shame and our own negative beliefs onto our kids. So tip number 3 is learn to embrace and love the little you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you love this video, please share it. If you're looking for support or curious about what I do, reach out anytime. You can find me at rachelshonecker.com.